Well, hey, good morning. This is old Brian out in the Picker's garage. And it's a little early and a little chilly. So I'm going to go over a few things that I've learned going to estate sales in the past few years. First of all, don't be afraid to go. Now, the word estate sales used to intimidate me, but they're just plain folks. They're people like you. And so that's one thing. Just don't be afraid to go. You might meet some friends there and fellowship, and meet fellow resellers. So that's one thing. Now the second thing, I got me a little cheat sheet here. Now, state sales, they have rules. Now some of them don't like kids. Some of them you have to wear a mask because of this COVID. The other thing is, some, they like cash only, and some will take credit cards and cash. So just be mindful of the rules, and you can go on from there. Well, the next thing is just have fun. If it's a good place to find deals if you resell. Even if you don't resell, it's a good place to have fun. Be sure to go through every room. Go through the kitchen, go through the bedrooms. Be sure to go out into the garage. Go through the closets. Now, my favorite place is going through the kitchen because I like to buy dishware. I like to find dishware. And first and foremost, if you find something good, don't be afraid to ask for a deal. You'll be surprised if you get one. You'll be surprised how low they'll go to sell something. Now, estate sales usually run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the best time to find a deal is on Saturday and Sunday, because that's when they discount their items, and that's when you can really find a good deal. The problem with that is the selection may not be great, but you can definitely find some good deals on Sunday. Sometimes they slash the prices, sometimes 50%. And that's a good thing if you're trying to make some money, right? Okay, the next thing I have on my list is vintage items. A lot of people like vintage items, so I always look for vintage items like toys, dishware, tools, clothes, always a good item. Now, I always tell my friends that I'm not only selling items in my store, that I am selling memories. I had a lady comment the other day that I sold her a teacup, and she said it was pretty, but what she liked about it, it was old. So if you can find something old, nice, that's a good item. Two, you got to remember that estate sales aren't for only people that have passed away. They're for people that have divorced, downsized, their kids moved out, so they're empty nesters. They don't need the big house anymore, so they're just trying to get rid of their items. Now, there's another thing that I like to think about is, well, you got to do your homework before you go. When you go do your homework, you're doing your best. Now, there are a lot of items in that house you can be looking at, so don't grab the first one. It's like going to a car lot and buying the first car. You don't want to do that. Like I always tell my friends that I look at something. If it's calling me, if it's calling my name, I'll pick it up. But I'm not going to pick it up if it's just something that I see. That's the key for me. I've got to look at it. I don't care if it's reselling for 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the price, it's got to be speaking to me. Now, my formula for selling is a 1 to 8 to 1 to 10. Now, that means that if I buy something for $1, I expect to get $8 to $10 back. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but that's what I shoot for. Sometimes I get a 1 to 3. Now, I used to think if I was doubling my money, I was doing a good thing, but that was right when I first started out. So just think about it. You look it up, you think about it, you say, well, am I going to get 10 times my money back? Well, you're doing pretty good then. And one more thing I got to say before I leave out, and there's an app that you can download. It's estatesales.net. Now, estatesales.net will give you the time, the date, the description, if they accept cash, credit cards, and they'll also submit the pictures what is going to actually be at the estate sale. So that's always good. It's always a good thing to know what you're going to get into. Sometimes the prices are going to be too high, or they're just going to be giving it away because they just want to empty out the house. Now, those are my little tips that I've learned along the way. So this is O'Brien from the Picker's Garage saying thank you. Y'all have a good day. Be sure to subscribe and push that like button. Leave a comment. Share it with your friends and your neighbors. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.